Today we're here at Cascadian in Oxford, and we're doing an up-down billiards tournament. So it's a twofold deal. The American Pool Players Association is here sponsoring with us, and they're kind of hawking out and scouting for some talent in wheelchairs, hopefully to establish a Michigan billiards team that will move on to Vegas and represent Michigan and the Michigan as a Michigan team. And so we're very proud to be a part of that. Hopefully some wheeling team 457 members will be snatched up, taken out of here, and on their way to Vegas on that team. The other thing that we want to accomplish, we told you about the up-down tournament, is with a lot of the players coming in for the first time playing in a tournament like this, they're seeing firsthand what it's like down in our wheelchair world, because the up part means obviously that the able-bodieds are able to compete with us, but we're going to set one of those team members down in a wheelchair to see what our world's about. Well, I learned firsthand when I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy in 1996. I really didn't think wheelchair sports were for me. I was an athlete prior to. And it took me about 3 years to get going in wheelchair sports, and I had to relearn all my athletic ability. When you're down in this world, the English is different, you see the ball different, just a whole different deal, even holding the stick a little different. So with that in mind, we put them down in the chair so they can see some of our adaptive equipment that we have. And again, they'll walk out of here today being thankful for their abilities and that they're able-bodied, but they'll also have another perspective of what it's like to be a disabled person in a wheelchair. Well, one of the neatest adaptations is called a rolling bridge. And the rolling bridge is set up so it slides onto the stick, so a one-armed person could actually shoot billiards. We've actually had John Lee, who's our quad amputee, we strap a Velcro strapper on one of his studs, give him a rolling bridge, and he's back in the game. So the adaptive equipment I've seen in my travels is amazing, and actually seen things that will connect to the stick to make it longer so that you get it, you know, if there's shots way down on the end of the table, that you can actually extend the stick to make a long shot. So there's new stuff coming out every day, and that's a neat thing about traveling to these tournaments that where wheelchair folks are, is you're going to see they're very adaptive and they make their own adaptations. So there's a lot of equipment out there that, and it'll help you get back in the game. Well, Wheeling Team 457, let's discuss that crazy name first of all. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, a member of the North Branch American Legion, Post 457. They were the first to really extend their hands to us and gave us the hall to use to develop an air rifle team. I think we're rated right now one of the top 10 air rifle teams in the country, so we're all about wheelchair sports and recreation. That's how we got our name. We felt humbled that they gave us the hall, so we named the team after them. Wheeling Team 457 now has been rolling, and we're in our 8th year. And the purpose of this is to offer sports and recreation to folks in wheelchairs and help the physically challenged here we could, you know. And with the networking that we have across Michigan and the United States, the goal is to find out what an individual used to do or what they like to do, and to show them that they can do that again, that there's hope to do the things that you love to do. Just because I'm in a wheelchair and they lay a title on me, that doesn't mean who I am. Once you've entered an athletic arena, you're an athlete. And the human spirit still desires to do the things it could used to do, whether that's fishing, hunting, billiards, bowling, whatever be the case. So we want to make sure that we show them that they can still do whatever they attempt to do. You know, we're only a split second from being able-bodied into one of these wheelchairs, and you're right away. A lot of attention is paid to you. You're whisked off to a hospital, maybe via ambulance. Okay, you meet some good doctors, you get some good care, and then you get the wonderful news that you're going to wind up in a wheelchair. And a lot of people feel despondent, despair, hopeless, and they wind up at home. The therapy's over, the doctors aren't calling. There's a lot of why me's and what am I going to do now? And if you enter into wheelchair sports and meet some of the folks of similar disabilities, and some of those with a lot more traumatic disabilities than what you have, it opens your eyes to the fact that you do have abilities far superior to some other folks that are disabled, and gives you the hope that, man, I don't have it so bad after all. So it's important for us to be out in this world also, and for the world to see the disabled, that we haven't given up and that there is hope out there for us. And we're going to use every ounce of ability we have left to do good with and to accomplish the things that we love in life. basically what I do anywhere I go is I give God the glory for what I accomplish. Again, my Marine Corps background says God and country, and I thank God for everything that I do and for the victory that I have in these competitions. And the other thing that we need to speak about is the sponsors that help us and the volunteers that have come out. We just can't roll in a wheelchair and do a lot of this stuff by ourselves. It just takes a little help from some of our friends and people to catch on to what we're about. And man, once they hook up with you, you can't be stopped, you know. And our family is supportive. We need our families. And if if that's one thing I wanted to say, if you've got a neighbor, or a loved one, or a friend who's in a wheelchair, don't be afraid. Fear destroys learning, and it's not that difficult to help someone in a wheelchair if they'll take that help. So guys in a wheelchair, you take the help, and the rest of the world, you help them just a little bit, and you're going to be amazed at what we can accomplish.
I volunteered to help put on this event, so that's how I got my title. But I actually do more than just this billiards event. I help out put on other events that we have throughout the year to raise money for these guys. So, and then I also help because I can walk. My disease doesn't hinder me in walking yet. I help these guys go out hunting and fishing too. So I do whatever I can for now, while I can. And it's to help raise money so they can buy equipment. There's trailers that one of the volunteers actually invented and designed a trailer that these guys use to help take them back and forth to the woods to go out hunting. And this trailer, they drive their wheelchair up onto the trailer, and then Lucky's Tent up in Bad Axe designed a blind that actually, like a pop-up tent that actually fits on this trailer. So it's equipment to help them do whatever they need to get them out and whatever they might have as a hobby. The tournament is ran with the director for the Thumb Area APA and Mike Sexton, who has been very, very helpful in putting this on. The whole APA organization is has really come through for us and have sponsored. Not only sponsored the tournament, but they've donated the plaques for first, second, third place. They've just been awesome throughout this whole thing, and they've given out door prizes and stuff, and it's all to help raise money again for the wheeling team. The Wheeling 457 was designed to help individuals with disabilities, because as we all know, disabilities, they're a life-changing event. I mean, they literally change your whole life. And so a person can get really depressed and down, you know, when this kind of thing happens. It hits a person really hard. And a lot of times people can get really depressed and say, well, you know, there's nothing I can do and I just feel like sitting at home. Well, when you meet a group of guys like we have here at the Wheeling 457, they really inspire you to get out, and they actually show you that there is a way to get out there, and there are things that you can get to help you do whatever it is you want to do. I mean, they really inspire a lot of people, and there's a lot of things you can do. You know, just because you have a disability doesn't mean, you know, the world's coming to an end and you know there's nothing you can do. There are a lot of things you can still do, and there are a lot of people who will, you know, we have a lot of volunteers who help us to do the things that you want to do. I mean, it's endless. If you can think of it, you know, we can pretty much do it. So
the APA is a pool league that anyone can play, from guess as soon as you can grab a stick to when you can't handle it no more. Okay, and it's ball in hand. It's set up so you meet friends, you can get out of the house. A handicapped person can play. It's easy, table level. That's one good thing about APA for me. And shooting pool. Well, your local pool store, they can just about get anything that a handicapped person might need. The roller for your bridge, or they do have extendable grids, so you can shoot, reach your ball. And they do have a adapt for your hand to hold your pool stick itself, if in case you're quad and you need some assistance holding your hand, your stick to your hand. So, well, I think if you're disabled, you get out and you meet friends, and it gives you exercise. You know, it keeps you limber, and socialize. You have to socialize.